Hi everyone, today we will be starting a new chapter, a new topic that is digital radiography. So we will start with this topic and we will understand one by one what exactly is this digital radiography is. So this field, digital radiography, has been developed to its present state. What is that present state? It is about the implementation of largely conventional radiographic techniques. Conventional means what? It means older techniques. So utilizing the digital electronic apparatus based upon the conventional methods. This will be telling you about what exactly it is, digital radiography. So some few would say basic concepts, basic physics you need to understand this whole chapter. So whatever techniques you are utilizing, it may be intravenous injection for arteriography, or maybe some film screen systems. There is a considerable common ground between digital radiography and a more familiar film screen techniques. So, before understanding this topic, what exactly digital radiography is, we will be discussing about digital techniques which offers an opportunity to demonstrate clearly some fundamental limits on radiographic system. The main topic, which remains an extension of the understanding of computer image manipulations, it will be discussed more in computer tomography rather than digital radiography. So, let us start one by one. So, if I start with digital fluoroscopy system, the most common type of the digital radiographic system which is present today is digital fluoroscopy. So this type of system can be used to demonstrate most of the digital radiography principles. So we will begin with the general system description uh, that will tell you, what exactly this digital radiography system. So if I talk about this fluoroscopy unit, you know, what is more important here to focus on is, mass subtraction application. So you can just see this picture. Give me 1 second. Yes, see this picture. There is a what's a patient table, and below this patient table there is X-ray tube, which is obviously connected with this X-ray generator, which has control signals to the digital processor. Above the patient, we have image intensifiers, light diaphragm, and TV camera. So this is a very what say layman diagram, I would say, of the fluoroscopy system. So digital subtraction angiography is the generic term for any radiographic method of implementing subtraction angiography. If I talk about mass subtraction, it is basically DSA techniques that most closely resemble your film screen angiography. So when the patient is prepared and a catheter is placed under the fluoroscopic control, the patient will be then injected either IV or intra-arterially with a X-ray contrast material that will contain a high atomic number element, for example iodine, right? And individual X-ray exposures are made at a typical rate of 1 exposure per second or maybe more depending upon the procedure. So the exposure series begins before the contrast material is expected to arrive in the vessel of interest, and it extends past the time when the contrast material is expected to have cleared all the vessels, and each individual pulse exposure will form each individual image within that series. A pre-contrast mask and a contrast containing image are roughly, it will be equivalent to an angiographic film pair. The subtraction of the mask image from the contrast containing image will form the basis of this mass subtraction technique. If a peripheral venous injection is used, suppose, The contrast material which is reaching the arteries is so diluted that only small attenuation differences exist between the contrast and the non-contrast filled arteries. Then the exposure, X-ray exposure is needed for producing acceptable images. In this situation will be similar to those used for the serial photo spot camera images, or perhaps maybe even higher. A good X-ray generator and a good X-ray tube of conventional design are probably adequate for the mass subtraction procedure. But an excellent image intensifier, if we are using, or maybe if it is required, the television system must be of a higher quality than normally needed for the routine fluoroscopy. So this much we have understood in this session. I will be continuing this part in the next following session. Till that time, please revise, or if maybe if you're having any questions, you can ask me directly in the comment section.